your club. And this is going to be the most important thing, and one of the big things that have always helped me out with gaming was understanding how this sits to the screen that I'm playing. And just stay with me here because it might seem a little bit weird at first, but you'll realize when you start playing this in the future exactly what you're doing differently. If I'm sitting to a TV and I'm sitting on an angle, or one of my arms are up, or my controller's tilted down like this, and my controller's not flat to the television, then I'm essentially putting myself at a disadvantage right away. Your subconscious mind is a fickle thing, and you may not realize that if I'm sitting at an angle and I pull back that stick, I'm actually not paying attention to my controller because I'm looking at the screen, I'm watching my shot meter. If I pull back on that angle with my arm up like this, I'm gonna be like, why do I keep pulling it back to the left? Why do I keep pulling it back to the left? No one really accounts for what's in your hand. We always just think, maybe I'm just not focusing more. Maybe I just need to pull back more. Maybe I just need to do something else. But in all reality, you can help yourself just by sitting square to the television, making sure your controller is as flat as possible, and that will already set you off in the position that you need to succeed. The other most important thing is don't always just assume right hand and left hand. Obviously, if I'm right hand dominant, I'm going to use the right stick. Well, I'm right hand dominant and I prefer to use the left stick. With a lot of the games that I play, the left stick is the one that I'm using the most. It's how you move your character, whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's NBA, any other Apex Legends, any other game that you do play with Fortnite, or so on and so forth. So what I did when I first got this game is I went right to the practice arena even before I calibrated my swing. I hit 50 shots with the right stick and I hit 50 shots with the left stick. I immediately figured out which one was best for me. Which one did I have more misses, and which one were my misses much more exaggerated than the rest. So that's a huge thing. Don't just always jump right into the gun and think the right hand, if I'm right hand, then I need to be a right stick golfer, because it's really up to you and you're gonna have to figure that out as you go. The hardest part of this game is the consistent tempo. And the consistent tempo between slow and fast is how you transition from down back to up. It doesn't matter how fast you pull the club back. It's all about how quickly you take that transition from going down back to forward, like shifting a gear. And that's going to determine your tempo. So if you find yourself like, I keep hitting slow, what do I need to do faster? You need to change your transition at the bottom to kick it forward into a high gear really fast. If you find yourself that you're doing that, then you need to pull the throttle a little bit back and not accelerate so hard into the controller. The next big thing is this fantastic feature that 2K's put in the game, and that's Calibrate your swing. I know a lot of us have been excited. We just want to pick up, we want to play 18 holes and see what the game's all about. And that's fine and all, but before you really start getting into your My Career, before you start playing online or playing with other your friends, make sure you calibrate your swing. All you have to do is go over to this section here where it says training and enter the training session. This calibration is going to be so important because it's going to figure out your tempo. Everyone's tempo is different, just like in real golf, and it is just such an incredible feature that they added to this game that it changes your perfect meter. If you're a fast swinger with the controller, then it's going to adjust your tempo so that it fits you perfectly. If you're a slow swinger, it's going to fit that tempo just as well. So it's super important that you do your calibration, because if you don't have your calibration in, you're essentially going to be hitting in a setting that is at a disadvantage for you. So we just pop right in here. We're going to hop into swing calibration. And it's going to bring you up right here. Swing calibration, take 10 full power swings to calibrate your swing. Try to be consistent with your swing timing. And then we're just hitting shots here. So it doesn't really matter where the ball goes. Don't worry about right, left, or try to adjust. If you're here and you're like, oh, I'm like that. If I'm hitting 2 draws like that, I'm not going to try to slow my swing down to try to hit a straight ball. Because this whole purpose of this is how you would normally swing. I'm a fast swinger, so obviously fast means that you hit more of a draw. So it's going to work out for me. Tempo is going to be vital to making sure that you hit the direct numbers that you need to be hitting. Because if your tempo is off, there's no way that you're going to be able to get those perfect meters. And when you get up to different levels of difficulty, you're really going to start seeing a drastic difference in distance control. All right, so that's 10 swings. Most of them are draws. Like I said, I am pretty much a faster swinger. I think fast is the way to go. Perfect. Just like that. Golf is something that always changes on a daily basis. So Don't think just because you calibrated once that you're all of a sudden good. Before I pick up anything, I'm always making sure that I go into swing calibration. I don't just do it one time and then say I'm good for moving forward. I do the swing calibration every single time I load into this game. Just because you didn't know, you may be getting better and improving, and it's changing everything. And your swing could be a little bit faster, could be a little bit slower on some days. You really don't know, and it's really only going to benefit you in the end if this is what you're doing. One of the biggest parts of golf is being able to play a one-way miss, canceling out entire halves of golf courses and playing the shot shape that you have envisioned in your mind, and then knowing that if you do miss, you're going to miss to that one spot applies tremendously to this game. So the one big thing that you want to think about is, am I more tendency towards hitting it too fast, or am I more tendency to hitting it too slow? And this is a huge factor that will help you eliminate that big miss one way, or having a huge two-way miss and not really knowing where the ball is going to go at each time. So let's dive into that. If you are a fast swinger, your ball is going to turn over more in this game, and it's going to end up more on the left side of the golf course. So what we want to do is we want to create extra space so that way you can hit those shots. And now by changing your trajectory, by adding in a fade or a draw shot shape, you are going to reduce your white bar by a smidge. But it won't be enough because we are not going drastic. I'm not looking to play something way out to the right or way out to the left. I'm just coming a little bit off center. So as a fast swinger, I have one or two options. You can try both of these methods, but playing the shot shape is obviously going to be the most important. So right now, I want to create extra space for the ball to start out to the right because I know it's going to work back to the left. So if it starts out to the right, it's going to finish more on my target line of what I'm looking for because it's most likely going to be a fast swing. And in the worst case scenario, if you hit that slow shot and you're still in your white bar, you're still going to be hitting a draw. And in this game, if you hit draws, the ball goes further. So it's an extra benefit for you on top of that because you're going to be getting more distance. So right there, just over the center line, that is definitely a playable shot for me. Probably left side of the fairway. And it eliminated the entire right side of the golf course out for me. I no longer even think about missing to the right. Obviously, it's going to happen. It's a golf shot. I'm going to have a tendency to hit a slow shot every once in a while, but at least I know 95% of the time that my shot is going to be curving back towards my target. The other method would be to play the shot shape the other way, and these are the two types of ball flights that you should get if you're a fast swinger hitting this type of shot. So if you're hitting the fade, you see I have it just very slightly off to the left. And now what's going to happen here is if you swing perfect, it's going to fade perfectly back in. If you swing fast, it's going to come out to the left a little bit and it's just going to stay straight along the left side, still eliminating the entire right half of the golf course that we no longer have to worry about. That's exactly what we're looking for, just to eliminate one half of the golf course. So let's talk about someone who swings slow. Say 95% of the time, you're a slow swinger. You are a slow swinger, you're going to be hitting that slappy fade out to the right that's going to be weak. And it's just going to fall short. Fast shot will definitely get up there and it's going to turn over to the left and it's still going to be playable. It might be too long at times, but it's still going to be the correct distance that I want it to go. If you're hitting slow at any time, it's going to be that wipey fade shot that you really don't want. It's going to go about 30 yards shorter if you're hitting the driver than what you want. And it's going to be way out to the right and you're going to be uncontrolled. It definitely happens and it's sometimes unavoidable, but if you can do anything, work to become a fast player. A fast player has the ability to keep that ball in the air, to get it to turn over, to at least hit the distances that they need to be hitting, rather than losing balls way out to the right that they can't control. I want to throw a quick tip in here about putting. I was hitting every single putt by the hole, and these greens roll, and it's fantastic that they roll, but that's not very good for 2 putts, 3 putts, 4 putts in the end. So the biggest thing is the power. You do not get penalized for being too fast or too slow like we recently talked about in your iron swings and your driver swing. So take advantage of that. The best thing that you can do is to go as slow as possible with that putting meter to make sure that you're getting into that white bar consistently and then accelerating through. It's essentially in real golf. In real golf, you want that short to long putting stroke so that way you're accelerating through the ball and you're not hitting that pop stroke at it. So take it slow back, accelerate through. I also found, if you're like me in the beginning, you're hitting every putt way past the hole. Highly recommend trying to get to that front edge of that white spot. Your quick twitch muscles in your brain may be aiming for that front of that meter, and by the time it actually activates, you're going to hit that center of the meter. In NBA 2K, there's a lot of lag, so you have to plan for the lag. So you're always anticipating releasing before the target, and I think that's going to be a huge factor in this game as well. So when I do these slow pullbacks on these putts, I'm really trying to release it at the front edge of that white block so that it releases just in the center. I hope these quick tips have helped your game. If they have, hit that subscribe button below. Also hit that like button if you love this video, and please leave any comments you'd like below about any content tips or tricks that I can help you in this game, and I'll be happy to post any type of content. Guys, next time I'll be dropping a bunch more videos real soon with my career and some online play as well. Lastly, big news, I ended up finding out about the TGC tours, and I ended up going to their site, doing a whole bunch of research on that, and that seems like a great way to bring content, competitive content, to this channel. So I plan on playing in the Q School match some point over the next week or two once I feel like I'm comfortable at the Legend or Master difficulty, whichever one that they have us at, and I plan on competing full-time in that TGC tours. All right, for now, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.